Good evening to the City Council presentation for December 4th, 2018. Tonight our invocation will be led by Pastor Hamill of the West Covina Christ Lutheran Church, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Mike Spence. Will please all rise.
Would you pray with me, please? Gracious God, on this holy night, holy and sacred to so many of the faiths of our West Covina community, we turn to you as we light candles of hope, as we light candles of peace, as we light forth the flame of knowledge. Send your holy wisdom to us this night with blessings on this city council, wisdom of discernment, wisdom of listening, wisdom of decision-making, that in all ways our community might reflect your joy and your peace. In the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior, we pray. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States.
May we have roll call, please?
Councilman Mike Spence.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Tony Wu.
Here.
Mayor Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Toma.
Here.
Councilmember Warshaw.
Here. At this time, we have one adjournment motion. I wish to adjourn tonight's City Council meeting in memory of Gary Miller, who served on the City Council from 1974 to 1980 and the Mount Sac Board of Trustees from 1985 to 1993. At this point, I would like to ask if any other council members have any additional adjournment motions. If not, Madam City Clerk, please make the roll on this, please. Okay. Well, tonight, the official election results of the November 6, 2018 general municipal election. At this time, we will certify the results of the general municipal election held on November 6, 2018. Mr. City Manager, who will present the staff report?
I will do so, Mr. Mayor, but we're going to have a couple cards for oral communications first.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It's not on here. Okay, please come.
The first speaker will be Bill Robinson.
Good evening, gentlemen. Bill Robinson, resident. And we all welcome the new council. All the winners enjoyed a very convincing victory. The voters are very wise, especially in regards measures V and T that garnered greater than 2/3 of the vote in maintaining our elected city clerk and treasurer. Two of the measures backers have left the councils, so that this subject probably won't come up anytime soon, including the unnecessary costs of a wasted election. The city clerk is the local official who administers democratic public records availability, processes such as elections, access to city records, and all legislative actions ensuring transparency to the public. The city clerk acts as a compliance officer for federal, state, and local statutes, including the Political Reform Act, the Brown Act, the Public Records Act. The city clerk manages public inquiries and relationships and arranges for ceremonies and official functions. I don't have time, but if anyone wants to check this out, go to the californiacityclerks.org website, and it gives you a complete description of how important our city clerk is. Additionally, Municipal Ordinance number 2298, signed by Mayor James Toma on 20 September 2016 as Agenda Item 22, outlines the duties of the city treasurer, broadly described in the California Government Code sections 41,001 through 7. The treasurer's duties include reviewing monthly investment reports, participate in investment strategy discussions with the city's contracted investment management firm, participate in the development of the city's annual investment policy, serve as a member of the city audit committee, perform additional duties or special projects as prescribed by the city council or state law. Those words have been deleted from the ordinance. And I think the wording state law should be restored to this ordinance. I don't know, there was a move to kind of trim the treasurer's office and diminish the importance of the treasurer, and that's not that shouldn't happen. The general law cities are granted the authority to add functions of the city treasurer to those required by state code. In addition, the California Government Code does not require any specialized training. Anyway, we've succeeded in maintaining our elected treasurer and clerk, and I think those ordinances should be adjusted to quit fiddling around with our democracy. Okay, it is perhaps since. Well, anyway, I've said mostly what I need to say. I talked to a lot of residents recently, and some of them are of the opinion that the city clerk and the treasurer's office were just figureheads, and if you take a look at the law, they're not figureheads, and I think it's more likely that the new city council might become figureheads, because there's some people in the city that believe that the 9 bargaining units really run the city, not the city council. Now, the new council can prove that opinion wrong. They can stand up and our financial condition is not good, and we're going to find out in May when we looked at a $8 to $10 million budget deficit, plus the retirement and medical benefits debt is tremendous. So if the new council decides to, not grant any pay raises in the next 10 years, we can get out of this.
I'm sorry, Bill, your time's up.
And I hope the new council, I wish them luck. I hope you handle that situation well.
The next speaker is Ben Wong, followed by George Ogden.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, I rise tonight to say thank you to 3 members of the City Council who will be stepping down tonight, 3 people who I consider friends and who I had the honor about 3 years ago serving for about 7 months with you on the City Council. I know none of you ran for this position to be thanked, and heaven knows in the last 5 years you probably haven't been thanked a great deal. So for the 2 new council members, just get used to it. I will say, however, thank you for your service to this community and for your dedication. I think I probably know Corey the longest. Corey was a supporter of mine back in the old days when I served in the 90s and into 2005. Mike, of course, long-time service to this community, both on the West Covina School Board and then eventually here on the City Council. He and I have had our political sparring, but I consider Mike a good friend, and I wish you well in the future. And James, you're a little bit more of a newcomer to the community, but I was amazed to see your victory 5 years ago now, and sorry to see you go. Again, no reflection on the new people coming in. But just to say thank you on behalf of the community and behalf of my friends and family for your service to the community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is George Ogden. I'm here, a City of West Covina resident. I just wanted to take the time to thank our three members of the City Council who are departing. Corey, I'm going to start with you because you're on my right. And I remember a lot of fun things about you, especially when you were full of it and you were in the hospital with that obstruction and coming to see you and stuff like that. We thought we were going to lose you. We really did. And I'm glad you stuck around. I'm glad for all the great things that you've done. It's been really cool. And Tom, I remember way back when we got you over at Denny's for the one time, I told you the jury was still out for you. You made a few convincing statements. I saw how you worked, and you are leaving with an excellent record, and I appreciate everything that you've done. And also the little thing that you helped us out with the VFW by letting us know that you need to check this out. You know, you're keeping an eye on us, and I appreciate it. And then it's something that he spotted and helped us out with. And Mike, you're one of the special people. You're probably one of the most intelligent people that I've known. You have failure to comb your hair, though, but that's okay. But you are, and I think, in my opinion, a great council member. You had some medical issues. We almost lost you due to an accident. I'm glad you stuck around because you made things happen in this city. Even though you might have say, we're going to say you're a 4-1 council with you there, but you talked about what you felt on opinions when you didn't agree with the rest of the council, and you made a lot of sense, at least to me you did. I need to thank you very much for everything that you did. You're actually one of those special people. I know you a little probably closer than some of the other people do, and so thank you very much. I'm not going to let Tony get away. He keeps taking our council members over to China. Maybe one of these days we're not going to get one of them back. I don't know. But Tony, everything that you've done for our kids and stuff like that, I know you're not leaving us. You're going to be here, and you got a lot of work to do in front of, and I appreciate that. And then we have Lloyd, our mayor. There's been a lot of changes with Lloyd. I don't know how you're going to get your original hair color back, but Lloyd, thank you for everything that you're doing. And who is it? So I want to thank the entire city council, and I'm going to wish a lot of luck to all of you. And I really, by the way, I just want to say I do appreciate I do appreciate what the Tribune had to say about you. You're coming back, and that's going to be cool. We're going to look forward to that. So, and the new council members that are coming on board, I wish them a lot of luck. And again, thanks again.
Our final speaker is Bill Elliott.
That's a hard act to follow. I want to thank or welcome the new city council. You have a tough job ahead of you. Everybody loves you tonight. Maybe not so much next city council meeting. I want to thank Mike Spence. Thank you for always advocating for the taxpayers. Thank you for your longtime service to the community, and we all owe you a deep sense of gratitude. And thank you very much. Godspeed, Mike Spence. Mr. Warshaw, I'm going to thank you too. I want to thank you for your decision not to run for re-election, which you would have lost anyway. Your shameless and reckless opposition to the Second Amendment, affirming our God-given right of self-protection, is absolutely unforgivable. How dare you? Your vote forcing district elections down our throats is beyond shameful, because you knew it was already rejected by the very same voters who elected you to office. Yet you chose to defy the voters. You know better. You aligned yourself with those three racist pawns, Sanchez, Reynoso, and Williams, claiming you're trying to save West Covina from bankruptcy. How'd that work out for you? We're broke. 5 years you guys had on the city council, you couldn't figure it out. I saw a lot of 4-1 votes. Thank you, Mr. Spence. Frequently, you were on the right side of that vote. Your decision to step aside is absolutely the right thing to do for the city and for her citizens. In fact, it's been by far the very best decision you've ever made during your tenure on the city council. Go away, Mr. Warshaw. Farewell. You will not be missed. Mr. Toma, I also want to thank you, sir. I want to thank you, but I just can't think of anything to thank you for, because the only thing you did in 5 years is start the pumpkin run. You never met you never met a tax or a fee you didn't absolutely fall in love with, and the last vote doesn't count because you knew it was irrelevant before you even voted. You have undermined race relations in this city by being a member of a race-based organization. Like Mr. Warshaw, you voted to force district elections upon the very people who voted 2-1 against that issue. Your opposition to the Second Amendment is also unforgivable and especially egregious since you are a high-ranking, sworn member of California law enforcement. You are an utter disgrace, sir. You swore a solemn oath, a promise to God. You even invoked his name. So help me God. To preserve, protect, and defend the supreme law of the land, our U.S. Constitution. Yeah, you subscribe to your leftist, socialist, communist, democratic agenda. Your oath of office should be your bond. If a violation of an oath in office were a prosecutable criminal offense, Mr. Toma, you and the chief would both be in jail. You are precisely the reason why the voters should never, ever, ever again elect a slippery lawyer, a government lawyer, to preside over our city and the citizens. We deserve better, West Covina. Your tenure here has been disastrous, and I haven't been so happy to see someone leave the city council since Roger Hernandez and Fred Sykes. Go away, Mr. Toma. You're already forgotten. To the new city council, move swiftly to transform West Covina into a charter city to ensure more local control. Terminate the city manager and the police chief forthwith. We can do better. We deserve better. Please ensure their replacements stand ready to honor our Constitution. Make West Covina a beacon of freedom and liberty. That's just not flowery words up there with liberty and justice for all. Make us the first city in Los Angeles County to offer concealed carry permits to law-abiding citizens. When only seconds count, the police are only minutes away.
Well, that was our last speaker. Was there anybody else that didn't fill out a card like to say something? Okay. Come on up, Bruce.
I come in here and I see all these cars parked out there, and I say, gee, Minnie, are those people going to go to the meeting? And I says, I've never seen anything like it. What are you offering everybody to come here tonight? Look at that. How many empty seats? We get cake, right? Hold up. Remember, we got plenty of cake, plenty of ice cream. So, first of all, I want to recognize in our nation that we lost one of our former presidents, George Bush. He's a good man, humble guy. I always liked him. A lot of people, some didn't or whatever, but he was always real humble, and he was a down-to-earth guy, and I think he did a good job as president. So I think we're going to miss him, because he did a lot for our country. First of all, I want to say one thing about this attendance. One thing about West Covina, I was talking to a guy by the name of Ray Hernandez. A lot of you know who he was. And he moved out to out in the Inland Empire. And he's a community activist, and he likes to get involved. He moved out by, I think it was, can't remember the name of the city. We moved out there, new city, probably 60, 70,000 people. Most of them are relatively new. And he goes to the council meetings, and they don't have a council chamber. They have one place where they meet. Nobody ever shows up. He's when they go, here they are, a city of 70, 80,000, city council, then we have 4 or 5 people coming. They don't show up, they don't have any TV or whatever. But the point is this, one reason I feel why West Covina is such a great place to live is that the people. Of course, I feel that we have, you got the good and bad city councilmen, but you guys got to remember, they're accountable to the people, because all these people, here we are, December, and the whole chamber is almost filled. That's because the people of West Covina care. And it makes me feel proud. I'm from West Covina. I've been involved in a lot of things. I know a lot of you have. But it's the city, the people involved, which makes it so good. So I'm just hoping that we continue. And wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And West Covina is still what I classify as a #1 place to live. Go for West Covina.
Okay, that was our last speaker. I shall close the public comment now. And now we'll move to at the time that we're going to do a general municipal election held on November the 6th, 2018. City Manager, would you like to report now?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, because I know there's a lot of activities to go. I'll try to make this as quickly as possible. We do have a little bit of business to conduct, and that is the certification of the general municipal election that was held on November 6, 2018. As those of you will recall, the election was held on November 6, 2018. A general and special municipal election was held in consolidation with Los Angeles County. On the ballot was City Council Districts 2, 4, and 5, as well as 4-year terms for the City Clerk, City Treasurer, Measure T, and Measure V. Measure T was a measure regarding the appointment of the City Treasurer, whereas Measure V was regarding the appointment of the City Clerk. Based on the certified results that we got from the county finally on Friday night, which were made available to the public as well as online, the results of the elections are as follows. There was 30,646 ballots cast in West Covina, which resulted in about a 58.8% turnout. For City Council's 2nd District, the final results were for Letty Lopez Viado, 1,972 votes, Mike Spence, 1,129 votes, Brian Gutierrez, 985 votes, Roger Hernandez, 718 votes, Robert Robinson, 620 votes. I'm looking at what was on the ballot, sir. That's all. Understood. With that, Letty Lopez Viado is elected to City Council's 2nd District for a 4-year term. City Council 4th District. The final results, Dario Castellanos, 2,926 votes. James Toma, 2,445 votes. Dario Castellanos is elected to the City Council 4th District for a 4-year term. City Council 5th District. Tony Wu, 2,968 votes. Frederick Sykes, 2,365 votes. Tony Wu is elected to the City Council to represent the 5th District for a 4-year term. City Clerk, Nick Lewis, 12,422 votes. Stephen Bennett, 11,803 votes. Nick Lewis is elected to serve as City Clerk for a 4-year term. City Treasurer, Colleen Rosati, 13,594 votes. Marcia Solorio, 10,744 votes. Colleen Rosati is elected to serve as City Treasurer for a 4-year term. Measure T failed with 19,036 no votes and 7,295 yes votes. Measure V failed, only receiving 8,540 yes while receiving 17,645 no votes. California law requires the City Council to adopt a resolution certifying the election results. Once the election results have been certified, the City Council shall move forward with the installation of the newly elected officials and do the City Council reorganization. And as included, the final results will be Exhibit A of the final resolution. So staff is asking you to please adopt Resolution 2018-135 to certify the election.
Mr. Mayor, I move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. We have roll call, please.
Spence,
Aye.
Wu,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Toma,
Aye.
Warshaw.
Aye.
Passes 5-0. At this time, I would like to have a couple of comments to our outgoing council members. First of all, I'd like to start out with Councilman Spence. Mike, I've known you longer than anybody else in this room. Mike and I was on the same side when they were fighting to find out which one was going to become the high school. It was going to be either Edgewood or West Covina High School. The one time, and him and I were on the same side all together. We didn't fight about it. We agreed on the same thing. So, Mike, I want to thank you. You've been involved with government for many years. Started out, I want to thank you for all you've done for the state of California. You've worked with the state of California with the no, but you were there as Hagman's. Yes, and then on the school board. 20-some years on the school board for what you did for our children. And now what you did for the residents of West Covina. You will never be forgotten. And for me, I want to thank you very much. You and I haven't always agreed on a lot of things, but I've always respected your vote. Sometimes I didn't understand them, but you know what? That's because you were above me on that, and I admit that. So I want to thank you so very much for that. Coy, I want to thank you so much too. You've been involved with the city for many years. You were a planning commissioner. You was on another commissioner. You was on the police shop. So you've been involved with the city many years. I hope you stay involved with the city. I know you've done a fantastic job on that. I remember seeing you at the mall one time to give someone a ticket because they were parked in the handicap zone. And so please stay involved. You've done a fantastic job, and I want to thank you. James, for the last 5 years, I want to thank you. For 3 years that I've known you for the 5 because we ran at the same time, and I lost by 2 votes to Mike. So, but at the same time, I want to thank you so very much. You brought a different perspective to the council on the part of some of the legal things that I didn't have a clue on them. And I want to thank you so very much for your time spent on here. And no matter what the other council, some of the residents said, I think you've done a fantastic job. And I want to thank you very much, and I want to wish all 3 of you the best. Mayor Pro Tem Wu, would you like to say something?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, for 3 years, I'm working with my 3 colleagues. Not just because they are leaving, exiting. I want to say something good. Okay, it's not true. Okay, I really sincerely appreciate 3 of you. Okay, about that 3 years, we sitting over here, argue. Okay, debate till midnight or till 2 o'clock in the morning, and I sincerely understand that you are fighting for your belief. Okay, we are all trying to improve our city, and just we have maybe sometimes have a different disagreement, but a lot of time we agree. Okay, how to improve the city. Okay, and first, and Mr. Warshaw, and you are outstanding. You know all the number. I know sometimes we buck head, but that's what business. But off the dial, we are really like each other. We went to China last year the first time. And you represent, the city of our mayor, and you represent good, and people really impressed. And I think that's what it is about. Maybe we have disagree on the diet, but when we off, and we facing outside, we united, we represent West Covina. I'm really proud of our mayor, Warshaw, represent our city, and he's outstanding politician and extremely knowledgeable about what West Covina. Sincerely, I want to appreciate for these 3 years the education and the help from you, and what we can improve so much. Sincerely, from my heart. And from our former mayor Thomas, we went to the first year when I got elected. We went to Japan, Ottawa, and that time you were the mayor, and outstanding again. Represent us as a mayor. We went to Japan, and we got outstanding treatment. And I want to say our former mayor, Thomas, extremely represent the city well, and very proud to have him. And again, during the diet, we have a different ideology. We have agree and disagree. But I 100% understand, Mr. Thomas, he really want to improve the city with his way. And then we have that argument. But at that time, we still agree a lot of stuff. And the most important thing is this off the dial, when we outside, the courtesy of his family treating my family, it is impeccable. That's what I'm saying. The politics is just business. It has nothing personal. Okay, I want everybody to understand we have agree or disagree, but we all want to improve our city. And I want to appreciate the 3 years about working together. And I can guarantee 2 years later you might coming back again. So you never know. Okay, and to Mr. Spence. Okay, and for these 3 years, and we have a, you never know. You maybe move to district number 3. Okay. Or District 1, okay, compete with our mayor. But for our, Mr. Spence, okay, sometimes we have a similar ideology, okay, but a lot of things we have a disagreement, a lot of things we have agreement too. But again, okay, you have extremely knowledge regarding the state, about their policy, about some of the things, what they to do with our city. And I think that's very, very important, okay, and hopefully you continue to feed us all those information so we can protect our city. But for these 3 years, for your knowledge, I really learned a lot from you, and I want to wish you all the best. 2 years sabbatical, you might come in back too. You might move into district number 3, okay, or district number 1.
How long was in 1?
Okay, 1. Okay, so 1. So watch out, Mayor. Okay, district number 1 is crowded now. But anyway, I think you will come back. Okay, and I want you all the best. Okay, and coming back. Okay, and let's continue to argue and debate. I really miss that long argument, and we have a lot of enjoyment to get what our idea. But sincerely, I really appreciate these 3 years of working together. And thank you so much.
He told me he wasn't going to give a long speech. Thank you, Mayor Portillo.
2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes.
At this time, I would like to provide the outgoing council members an opportunity to share some of their comments. I'd like to start out with Councilman Spence.
Well, actually, I can tell that tonight's not about us. It's about the new council members that are coming in. You guys can't wait for us to get off the dais and to be sworn in because it's your night, and we can't start swearing at you until we swear you in. That's kind of how it works. And, I got asked, what advice, all this kind of stuff. The only thing I do want to say 2 things. I want to thank you, Mr. Warshaw, serving with you over 5 years. You've been a friend. I appreciate that. James, I told you you've always been honest with me. I don't agree with you on much, but we have agreed on some important things that we got done, whether it be the police chief or some other things. We were able to get some stuff done that was important, I think, for West Covina. When we got elected, it was a whole sea change. And, I sent this to you, Letty, about West Covina being a big ship. It's a big ship. It takes a while to turn it around. And hopefully you'll be able to do it and accomplish some of the things we weren't able to. But I do appreciate my time of service with you very much, both of you. I've enjoyed it. So I appreciate that. The only thing I have to say is, when I talk about advice, I always tell people, you never regret a no vote. I like voting no. It's the yes ones that come back to haunt you. The most important thing to remember is that, to me, is that it's not your money. It's not your freedom that you're up here about. It's not the city's money. It's the people's money. And the people get to decide it. And you're here for the people, not for the city, not for the staff, not for anybody else. That's your responsibility, and that's very hard because we get caught up in stuff. We're representing the city, we're representing this. No, we're representing people, and those people work hard, and those people, work hard for their money. They work hard for being able to take care of their families, and that's the most important thing. So I'll just stop there, and I'll say thank you, I guess, when I get my street sign or whatever, right? Sign.
Councilman Warshaw.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's been a great pleasure and honor for me to serve the city of West Covina for the last 5 years. I've been very fortunate to represent this great city with its potential in the citizenry, its businesses, and the city staff. During the last 5 years, we've faced many challenges. Over the last 3 years, the 5 of us that currently sit up here have always agreed to disagree. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having 3-2 or 4-1 votes. It lets everyone in West Covina hear the debates that go on in trying to make what we all feel is right for the city. As I said, we haven't always agreed, I found it doesn't always go your way, and you're not always happy when you leave the council chambers. But it's in debating those differences that we have represented our city through all the tough decisions that have been made. When I ran 5 years ago, I said the number one thing that I wanted to accomplish was updating our general plan, which hadn't been updated since the mid-'80s. It took us over 2 years, but as a council, we made it happen. We now have a viable working document to help guide the vision and the future of West Covina over the next 10 to 20 years. But I am sure all of you are here because you all want to make a difference. I very much hope that continues with the new council. I also hope that the respect and the integrity with which this council usually treated each other can continue. Our common passion for the city in putting city politics in putting the city before politics is what the goal should be and what will unite the city council. To our new council members, you're going to face many incredible challenges. The number one challenge is budget cuts. They will continue to increase because of the increased pension costs the city was forced upon by previous city council members. No council would have wished to deal with such significant and unrelenting budget pressures. Due to the budget crisis, we have asked our city employees to do more with less. These true public servants who work so hard with such passion, integrity, creativity, and talent. Let's keep nurturing them and showing them the appreciation that they truly deserve. At the same time, our unions must realize that financially, the next 2 to 4 years will be the most challenging. No new major projects bringing substantial new revenue to the city will be completed over the next 3 to 4 years. This includes both the BKK site and major renovation of the West Covina Plaza. I challenge you, the new city council members, to take your time, understand the budget, understand and listen to the people of West Covina, and do what you feel best to make our city great. I have done my best to serve the city and the council in all that I have done. Any achievements and progress I have made for our collective endeavor has only been possible due to one person who very fortunately is here with me tonight, my wife, Margaret, who, through her endless love, advice, and support, has made me able to do what I have done. Thank you. To our new council, I wish you all the best, and once again, best wishes.
Councilman Thomas.
Thank you. I was actually going to make a few personal comments when I get down there, but I did want to use this time to say a couple things about my other departing colleagues. First, with Mike Spence, I've told a bunch of people that Mike has the sharpest political mind on our council, and that is not a compliment by any means. Lest anyone think that I am complimenting him, but he has a very quick wit, really a biting sense of humor, and a broad knowledge of politics. He is, of course, wrong about so many things. But given his policy positions and the electorate that he serves, his career has been quite remarkable, I'd say, and that's from someone who comes from a different perspective. I admire his intelligence and his wit, and I think some of my best preparation for council meetings has actually come because I knew that Mike was going to be on the other side of an argument or a debate, and although that was annoying for me in many cases, I think actually the residents benefited from that. So I look forward to seeing you on the outside, Mike. With Corey, the thing I admire about Corey is that his attention to detail. He knows his stuff. He always makes sure that you know that he knows his stuff, and he cares deeply about the city and in particular the police department that he spent so much time volunteering for, and his love and passion for the city and department are really evident. He's a stickler for facts and numbers, as was said earlier on. And LBJ once said that he never learned anything by talking. And every time I have spoken with Corey and listened to him, I've learned something new. And I appreciate for him sharing his experience and his knowledge about the city with me and for others. And I hope he'll continue to enlighten and educate a lot of people who don't have the breadth of his knowledge and the background that he does. And I very much am already envious of the vacations and trips that you are planning as we speak. And I wish I could do the same. So thank you, and it's been great serving with you as well.
At this time, I would ask Councilman Spence to please join me down at the podium. Mike, one more time, I say thank you very much for serving not only the residents of West Covina, the children of West Covina. I want to thank you so very much for all those years you've dedicated your life to do that. Before I do, no, I'd like to, first of all, we have Paula Hernandez from the district here, from the Congresswoman Grace Napolitano here. And at this time, I'd like to call up Cameron Griffin from Senator Ling Ling Chang. He has a certificate he'd like to give you. Where are you? Here he comes.
We just wanted to thank you for your service to West Covina, not just these past 5 years, but for your whole life. And we hope that you enjoy retirement, but we know you'll still be active when you come back from that well-deserved retirement, and we hope to see you then. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
You have to come all the way too.
Mike, at this time, we have a street sign for you. You know, I think these are beautiful. This is better than giving him a certificate or something like that. There's something you can hang on his wall and say, wow.
Should it say the only? Or the right?
No, just one more time. Spence way. This is always his way. Mike, one more time, my friend. I want to thank you so very much. Here, let me hold your sign.
Well, again, I just want to thank you. Thank West Covina. You know, I've been an elected official over half my life. You know, so that's a long time. So it's probably time to go as it is. I want to thank my family. You know, they put up with a lot. You know, I was elected official before I got married, before I had kids, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, and so I just want to thank everybody in West Covina. I want to thank staff. You know, I give them a hard time, especially city attorneys, but you're a new one. I haven't beat you up yet. So you got to do that. But, you know, I demand a lot from staff, but I also like staff a lot. And they do the work because they're just part-time elected officials. So I appreciate everything you guys have done. And again, thank you very much for letting me serve. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now you can go out there. Did you guys get all your pictures with him?
Right?
Aquí vamos. Thank you. Oh, yeah, you need your glasses. At this time, I'd like to call up Councilman Warshaw. Corey, one more time, I want to thank you so very much. It's been an honor to serve with you for these last 3 years. And we also have Cameron Griffin from the Senator Ling Ling Chang. Please come back forward.
From the office, we want to thank you for your service to the city of West Covina. We hope you have the best whatever you do after. Thank you so much.
Okay, Corey. We also have one of these beautiful street signs for you, too. Maybe you can take this on your vacation.
No, actually, I think I'm going to change the street.
Yeah, put it on your street. It says Warshaw Way. Thank you so very much for, for serving, for caring, and everything you've done for the city. Let me hold this for you. I know you want to hold it for you.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank all of you. As I said before, it's been a great 5 years. I've learned a lot. I hope that the city will continue to do its best with all of your support. I think I want to thank one other person, although I'm not sure, who actually spoke tonight, and that's Ben Wong. It was because of Ben that I actually ran for city council. If someone had asked me, how many years ago is it now? About 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I would have said I'd never run for anything to do with politics. But it was because of Ben that I got actually interested in our city and found out what a great city that it is, and that what any individual in our city can do to make it better. So, Ben, thank you, I think. And again, thank you, Margaret. It's been a long, hard 5 years. I know that at times it's difficult with what people say, but you have to have a thick skin when you're up here, and hopefully you have had one too to make it through these years. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Corey. Oh. Thank you. Councilman Tomer, please come forward. I don't have to call you. Come on up.
Councilmember Toma, we just want to say thank you for your service to the city of West Covina. From the office of Senator Ling Ling Chang, you not only affected the city but the state, and we appreciate that. So I hope you have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. James, you're the only one that gets a different one that says Toma Place. Instead of Warshaw Way or Spence Way. Yours is Toma Place. Why, I don't know, but that's what that says, okay? It's been an honor, my friend, working with you for the last 3 years. I wish you all the best. Please stay involved. You were, before when you got involved, you were with the library, Friends of the Library. Please stay involved. I know you will. Let me hold this for you, and I know you have some parting words.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mayor. I do have a few comments that I wanted to say. I'll keep it brief because I remember how badly I was waiting when, in 2013, when I got elected, waiting to take that oath of office. And that was 5 years ago. I looked about 10 years younger at the time and felt about 10 years younger. But seriously, this has been a really wonderful experience as serving as a council member and as mayor. And I just wanted to say a few things. The other councilman did mention some of the things that I want to talk about. We are proud of our accomplishments. The downtown plan that's already encouraged a lot of new businesses to come to the city. The increasing the number of police officers that we had from when we started. Our first soccer park at Orangewood, our first all-inclusive park at Cameron. The making serious investments, millions of dollars in public safety vehicles and equipment and things that were put off for many, many years. Those are things I am proud of. And despite our oftentimes divided council on many issues, we did accomplish a number of things while we're there. And for that, I'm very happy that I was able to be part of that. And we did all that despite having, as someone referenced, an additional $20 million that we had to pay in PERS retirement costs. That was a true challenge for all of us. What I most enjoyed about being a councilman and as a mayor is actually working with our volunteers, our community service groups, our churches, our schools, being out in the community, enjoying that, and really feeling part of the community, understanding the community and what was going on. And that was a true pleasure to be part of all that. And I will never forget the volunteers that I worked with. I want to thank in particular my peeps at the Friends of the West Covina Library, in particular Beverly Bolthus and Irene Fleck, who introduced me to city politics and city affairs. They are the reason why I got involved in the first place. Also, the West Covina Improvement Association and Carolyn Arndt in particular. She is a true inspiration, a real community activist, and again, would not have run if not for her guidance and her inspiration. So I want to thank those people very, very much. There's a bunch of others who I'd like to thank, but I know I'm going to forget some, so I will stop there, other to say that I do appreciate staff and all that you've done in this job. It is a complicated task running a city, and you rely a lot upon staff with respect to their expertise and knowledge. And having good staff can make a world of difference. Even one person can make a world of difference in terms of our job and what we need to do. And I know they take a lot of pride in serving the public with limited resources and at limited time. And so I am very happy and thankful for all the work that you guys did to help me out. And again, I want to thank just the people of West Covina. There's a lot of good people out there who just want a city council and elected officials they can trust to do the right thing for the city. And I always tried to treat this job as a one-term job, to just focus on the present, do the best job I could, and that would make sure that I would vote in what I saw as the best interest of the people and not any special interests. And so along those lines, I have no regrets about my time here in the City Council. I want to thank my wife and my kids. Would you come up here, please? Yeah. I'm not going to be able to get through this, but I do appreciate very much the support from my family in this endeavor. So thank you guys very much. Cruz, Paz, my wife Minerva, thank you so much. And yes, lastly, I just to close, I read recently that President Bush, the father, when he lost the election, he left a note for the incoming President Clinton. And it said that he wished the best for President Clinton and his success, because that would mean the success of the country. And it reminded me that a few days after our election, I sent an email to Mr. Castellanos, and I told him that I wished him the best success, because that would mean the success for our city, and I still mean that today. So good luck, and enjoy yourself tonight. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Okay, at this time, I would like to call up Nick and Amber Lewis. And we're going to do our... Thank you. Trash.
Nicholas S. Lewis, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the position upon which I am about to enter.
We'll call forward. At this time, I'd like to call forward Colleen Rosati, the treasurer-elect, along with her daughter Ashley Rosati and Ms. Shirley Buchanan to join me at the podium for the administration of the oath of office.
I, please state your name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the position upon which I'm about to enter. Upon which I am about to enter. Do I need the last part? That's good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of the City of West Covina, we'd like to present you with your certificate of election. Do you want to do a picture or something like that? Next up, I'd like to call the Mayor Pro Tem, Tony Wu, and now Councilman-elect Tony Wu, along with his pastor, Bob Hamill, to join him at the podium for the oath of office. Oh, and his wife, Helen.
Please repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the position upon which I am about to enter.
Yes, I do.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tony. On behalf of the City of West Covina, we'd like to present you with your certificate of election. No, not yet. Maybe next time. Now I'd like to call forward Dario Castellanos, the councilman-elect for the administration of the oath of office, which I'm going to be doing. Yep. All right. Dario? I'll let you do that. Dario, repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the position upon which I am about to enter. On behalf of the City of West Covina, we'd like to present you with your certificate of election. Congratulations again. And next up, Councilwoman-elect Lopez Viado. Please join me at the podium along with your children. And her husband. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the position upon which I am about to enter. Upon which I am about to enter. All right. Congratulations. Thank you. On behalf of the City of West Covina, we'd like to present you with your certificate of election. Congratulations. Floyd, you got it.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to give each of our new elected council members something to say. Councilman Costello, you'd like to say something first?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to start off by saying thank you for your support, everybody in the community during the campaign, especially on Election Day. I'm truly honored and humbled for that everyone has placed their trust in me, and it was a great experience going through this campaign, and there's still many of you I haven't had a chance to meet, but I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. I know I have a lot of tough work ahead of me, but I welcome it, and I'm confident that with your support and my experience, we're going to make great things happen. I'm always open to listen to suggestions and concerns, so please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'd like to thank my family, my staff, everybody who helped, family, friends, my assistant Danielle and Amber, my parents, and everybody. I'm sure there's a lot of people I would forget, so thank you all. I really appreciate it, and we'll be seeing a lot of you soon. Thank you.
Councilwoman Lopez.
Breathe. I know, sorry. I just wanted to thank our outgoing council members. It's time and dedication, and I do appreciate that, all the work that you put in. So thank you. I also want to thank my family, the sacrifices and so forth, and my friends, as well as the new friends that I've met during the door knock and the campaigns. I appreciate that. Most importantly, I'd like to thank the voters. Thank you so much. Even though you didn't vote for me, I'm glad you exercised your right to vote, and that's what matters. And I still look forward in working with all of you. I have gone running and working. I've been all morning today. We've been meeting with division heads, and I've been working a lot on the back end, meeting with residents, got tons of emails already, phone call earlier today. I look forward to meeting with our residents and possibly having a town hall meeting in our district, but I am willing to work with all the other districts and our other councils because we are one city after all, a city of West Covina, and I look forward to working with all of you. I am honored and humbly to serve you and get your, just I appreciate everything, and I'm thankful, and I look forward to the upcoming things, so thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, I don't want to make a long speech. I will make it very short. Maybe 10 minutes, okay? I know, because the cake is getting cold, okay? Really, okay, quick, okay? And same feeling back in 2015. First time I got elected, okay? And I cannot thank more, okay, for the people, okay, the first time in 2015 and vote for me. The guy have no political background and they put the trust in me. So to return the favors, I worked my butts off for these 3 years, and I really want to deliver what I promised to my resident and improve the city. And that is what, okay, my passion and my desire to deliver to improve my great city of West Covina. And in 2018, I come out to run again for the district number 5 due to, okay, if I don't do it, then my policy cannot be continued due to, okay, in 2020, I cannot run again. That's why I had to come out to run, okay, on the district number 5. And again, with all the trust by the resident, they give me another chance, okay, to be represented district number 5. And the district number 5 is the north side and the south side. And the 2/3 of the resident, okay, of my voter live on the south side, okay. And I walk, okay, 7 or 8 weeks on the south side talking to all the voters, okay, and to explain to them, okay, we don't have a north, we don't have a south, we only have a one city, West Covina, and we have to work together. I understand, okay, their concern about lack of service, okay, this and that, okay, especially on the valley, okay, La Puente Road, okay, a lot of residents have their major concern, and I told them we will bring the service to their area. Okay, and that is my mission. And the most important thing is this: the trust of the people vote for me. Okay, and that I cannot repay them with anything. The only one thing I can do is just hard work to make sure our city will back on, okay, their feet. Okay, make sure our residents can have a better life. Make sure our city financially strong. And make sure our education, our children have a chance, and make sure our air quality, underground drinking water all will be secure. And that is what the basic about our resident want. I think it's very important as elected official. What we have to do is deliver our promise. You have to deliver your promise, and I cannot wait to work with our colleagues. Okay, and hopefully we have a number 5 coming up, and the 5 of us independently with everybody different background try to work the best. Okay, for our city, okay, serve our city and make sure our city, okay, financially normalize, and make sure our public safety, okay, we can have a more of less service, and make sure our community service we can have a July 4th celebration. I think that's so important for our city to unite it together. But I want to thank, of course, my wife. Say, hey, why you haven't thanked me yet? I want to thank my wife. I almost forgot, okay. Without her, I don't think I have the money to run, okay. She works in the bank, okay, and all my money is controlled by her, so I really have to thank her. But really, with her support, okay, and that's why I can be here to serve my resident. Otherwise, she say, hey, you waste the money, okay. But okay, my mother-in-law, okay, with okay, she allowed, okay, her daughter married to me with my, okay, ridiculous temper, okay, and very demanding, okay, and she willing to bear with me and trust, okay, and to give her daughters, okay, only daughter to me, okay, and I really want to thank my mother-in-law, okay, and my son, okay, Justin, okay, thank you for you put all the, okay, work list for me, okay, it's a kind of family business, okay, and he's free, okay, so he can design all the work list for me. And Megan didn't do too many things, okay, so, but it's okay, it's my daughter, so thank you, Megan, to be my daughter, okay, okay, she's working hard for dating, okay, and my staff, okay, Stephanie, okay, I cannot thank you more for you to help me, okay, and design all the mailer for me, okay, and because it's much cheaper to use my staff than anybody else, so I save a lot of money. Thank you for me, okay, for you to let me save the money. And Jake, okay, thank you so much for your volunteer, and so many people helping me. And again, the election is over, okay, let's work together. Please, okay, let's work together to improve our city. And if you have any suggestion, let's work together, and I can guarantee in no time, West Covina will be on his feet, and most important thing, West Covina will be vibrant, and West Covina will be a proud city. Thank you so much.
I just have one more comment, and that's what I'd like to say to my new fellow council members. Welcome. We have a tough road ahead of us. We have a lot of challenging things that we have to take care of. But let's remember, there's one thing, and the most important thing we have to be concerned about is those residents sitting out there. Those are the ones I always hear people say, well, what's your priorities? And one of the things they say is the city. No, the city is not our priority. The residents of the city of West Covina is our priority. They should always come first. And that's what we strive to do. So I want to welcome you aboard. We have a lot of tough decisions we have to make in the future. And I know if we look ahead and say, you know what? My vote, my decision is my vote and my decision. Nobody else's. And that we can all stand together on that. So I want to thank you. Now, at this time, I want to bring that historically, this evening is also about the reorganization of the City Council, where the mayor and the mayor pro tem are rotated among the City Council. This year, the City Council already rotated the mayor and the mayor pro tem. Therefore, I will continue to serve as mayor through the next November and Councilman Wu as mayor pro tem. And lastly, I know why everybody came. Oh, you want to say something? Okay. I just got that already. Yeah.
Actually, before you end it, I come from a recreation background and I'm about community. And I know sometimes they say, you know, you come into this council meeting and it's very negative and I'd like to lighten it up. So today, since I know everybody's nice today before we get all the attacks starting the next council meeting, I actually wanted to play a little game with the residents and the guests who are here today. It's a simple game, easy. It's less than a public comment, 5-minute public comment. And actually, can my kids get the bag? So this is called Heads and Tails. Can I have all the residents stand up? And this is time to actually take a break, stretch a little bit before we end it. Can you pass it? So everybody stand up. It's not intensive. Actually, just... Okay, I guess we'll have everyone then. Everyone. Okay, we'll have everyone. We're not discriminating. So, actually, this is called Heads and Tails. And I will have the mayor go ahead and flip the coin. So before you flip the coin, you have to decide. It's 50-50. We make decisions all the time. Some may be good, some may not. So if you think the coin's going to be heads, I want you to put your hands on your head. If you think it's going to be tails, you put your hands behind your back. And we do have our officer. You can make sure no one's cheating or anything. Just kidding. And so if you think it's going to be heads, leave your hands. You have to make 100% choice. Both hands on the head, both hands on the back. So you can't go this. Okay, so you've made your decision, whether it's heads or tails. Residents, heads or tails. Go ahead and flip the coin. And this is $1 coin. Heads. So if you chose heads, stay up. If you chose tails, sit down. Okay? We're going to keep going until we find our winner. Stretch it out, stretch it out. Okay, decide, heads or tails? Heads, tails. Okay, everybody made their final decision? Okay, go ahead and flip the coin. Oh, what is it?
Heads.
Heads. So heads, stay up. Tails, sit down. Go ahead. Now we're going to choose again. Heads or tails? Got to have some tails. Okay, go ahead and flip the coin. No, it's not two. Yes, 2 heads. Oh my gosh, heads! You're lucky today. Okay, if you're tails, have a seat. If you're heads, go ahead and stand. I'll have you flip the coin. Flip it really good. Okay, so heads and tails. Do we have heads and tails? Before? Go ahead, flip it. Tails. So if you're heads, have a seat. Tails, please stand up and come to the front. Come up. Who's the last? We'll do one more. Stand up, please. Line up, face the audience. Heads or tails?
Oh, big one. Really?
One more.
This is the first time I see so many happy faces in the City Council.
For the ongoing in the future, I look forward to working with all of you, and hopefully it's more on a positive vibe that people would love to come to in the City Council chambers and actually enjoy and be well. So thank you.
So in the future, we're going to have a game all the time?
No.
That was very nice. Give her another applause.
Actually, the winner was supposed to keep the dollar golden coin. So the winner also gets the
Oh.
coin.
Hey, lunch on you, okay?
All right. Lastly. What? Okay. Lastly, I know why everybody came. It's for the cake and the refreshments. At the conclusion of tonight's meeting, at this time, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
I second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.